Hello guys! We're back with more account reviews. I know how much you love it. And we're going to be taking a look at some accounts today that are a variety of what I guess you could call late game accounts. They're not full packed to the brim of E5s, and some of them spend a little bit, some of them might not spend much. But the whole point is they all have approached the game in different ways. So we're going to be looking at their account, helping them with their decisions, and hopefully allowing them to make good progress in the future by giving them a little bit of important advice. So guys, let's go with some account reviews, and if you want to take part in this, you can join us at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP, and all you have to do is subscribe and make sure you take part in these streams. It's that simple. And there's also other ways you can do it for free with channel points and other stuff, but you know that, you've seen the video. Anyway, let's go. So our first account here belongs to Buff. And hopefully you guys see the first thing I see, which is that Buff's heroes are level 345, which means Buff hasn't done Death 100 in Aspen Dungeon. So Buff, before we look at anything else, before we say anything else, that's the thing you need to prioritize right now. And you have ticks, and he is V1. So that's fine. In fact, he should be able to do this. He has a normal Punisher of Immortal with Resonance Gear. Okay, that's all good. And crit attack. Now, attack holy damage also helps and works very nicely. But I wouldn't go grabbing it because it's just wasted resources when you can be just fine with crit attack. Now, another Punisher of Immortal, making this glittery, would be excellent. That's an easy way you can make progress. Now, that may cost you money, so I understand that it might be something you want to best avoid. If you can, picking it up with relics is probably easily done, but it looks like you've already done that recently by the fact that you have only 9 glorious relics here. So, let's see what else you've managed to pick up. Did you get Demon Bell? Are you on track for Demon Bell? Wow, yes, you absolutely are. You have 2,000 Universal Crystals. So maybe you'll be picking up Demon Bell this event. Maybe not. Maybe you're going to be saving for another Punisher of Immortal. But either way, looks pretty good. Let's see what else you've got on your heroes. Well, we have a Demon Bell here on Asmodel. That's an interesting choice. Holy damage, skill damage is a very not good choice. I'll say it right now. You'd rather have crit attack on here, or attack holy damage, or maybe a speed stone of sorts, because it'll make your Asmodel aggressive or quick. So I don't like this. I am not a fan. Holy damage, skill damage is not good. So just straight up, dude, that needs to get changed. Look at that gold number. That's 36 million. One thing this account has struggled with, and I think you can just tell immediately by looking at it, is gold and spirit. If you look, this Ithaca is stuck at level 311. The Inosuke, 321. A lot of these heroes aren't finished. But this is the classic thing that a lot of people who spend money on the game experience. That if you push your account, you end up struggling because you physically don't have the resources to build the heroes that you're able to build. So you get to a critical point where you're making so much progress that your gold and spirit cannot keep up. So if anything, that should encourage you guys not to spend so much. Because if you spend so much on getting hero copies and not so much on getting artifacts, that's a big thing I notice. You actually struggle to make progress because you're building everybody, but you're not leveling them up. So what we found here is that Ithaca and Inosuke are both stuck because they aren't a high level. And we have some heroes here which I would rather weren't a higher level. Like, we don't need Belrain to be level 345. We'd much rather that Ithaca was level 345, because Belrain is going to help Ithaca, not the other way around, right? And Ithaca is not going to help a Belrain. Ithaca was the damage dealer. We want at the highest level we possibly can get. Now, just out of curiosity, okay, attack precision. Yep, okay, that's what we can tell from Buff right now, is the fact that you struggle with gold so much is really hurting your progress of heroes. It's hurting you from getting good stones. It's hurting a lot. Where did the gold go? Did you ever make any foolish mistake that you can recommend to the community to not make yourself? Or did you just never ever have enough gold? Was it from heavy spending? Was it from poor choices? What was the thing? What was the thing that made you lose your gold? Poor choices? Fair enough. What kind of choices? Did you regress a lot of heroes? Did you build a monster and then regret it and then reset it? Did you spend a lot of gold resetting stones that you shouldn't have been resetting? Where did the gold go? Because these are all different places your gold can go. So if you're a new player right now, again, just the things I've just said is just straight up regressing a hero loses resources. Swapping your stones around a lot just destroys resources. So you got to watch out for things like that. And here's another thing you'll notice that I do on my account personally, is I actually don't build a hero to E5 until I know I have enough gold and spirit and dust and the hero copies. So I don't just say, hey, have I got the 9 stars and the 10 stars? I wonder if I have the gold and the spirit as well. Because there's no point having a level 100 E5 hero, unless of course it's a Nosuke for a Nosuke cheese. So it's something I think a lot of players will struggle with, is golden spirit if you're not too careful. So what can we do to help this account? What is the advice we can give you that's going to help you out? Well, the thing that Buff wants help with is with PvE. Now, to me, PvE is a broad tapestry, but it's traditionally understood as broken spaces. So if we're talking broken spaces, if we're talking that kind of PvE, your account looks great for that, actually. You have Ithaca, we have Drake, we have Rogan, and we have Belrain. And we have Heartwatcher. So that's all good stuff. So the Heartwatcher can debuff the enemies, you got the Drake there, you got the Ithaca, Belrain for healing, Rogan for buffing. It's actually a really nice little selection of heroes there. So that's good. If you want, you can go aggressive with Asmodel as well. Maybe not with this stone, but you can also build him out to be pretty aggressive as well. So if you wanted, you stick the Antlers Cane on Ithaca, definitely something worth doing. And then you go ahead with your Asmodel, stick Punisher of Immortal, and just have a great old time doing that. Your imprints as well is something I wanted to comment on. You don't have that many. We've nearly got a Void 2 ticks. So where are your imprints? What do we have? Oh, wow! Holy cow, you have 2.2 million Stellar Shards. Well, there you go, dude. That's one problem we've got immediately, is you're putting a lot of your resources into building new E5 heroes rather than imprinting heroes. I think you'll find that you're not being forced to use gold and spirit as much if you start now building 10-star heroes to imprint heroes. That will make you so much more progress. And it will benefit you in the Void Arc. Like, that's insane. Like, even chat's like, wait, what? Plot twist, indeed. Those 2.2 million Stellars are just going to open up so many V2 heroes for you. You can Void 2 so many heroes, maybe even push this ticks all the way up. Let's go Void 3. I don't think there's a need to Void 3 him, though. But Void 2 Plus is generally what I like on a tick. So if you go all the way up to getting this done, and then we just get some attack nodes, right? It's further down the line. And that'll be a great tick. So Void 2 Plus ticks is amazing. And would it be a good idea to regress the Inosuke? Maybe. It sounds brutal to suggest, because the one problem we have is resources right now. But if you regressed Inosuke, you'd get 9 stars and 10 stars back. We get 3 10 stars. That way we can do some more imprinting. We can use those 9 stars to make more 10 stars and do more imprinting. And yeah, no more regressing. I think I'm trying to weigh it up right now, Metal Demon, but I think you're right in chat that if we regress a hero, we're just going to lose progress in the long term. But then again, the question is, what will those imprints get us in the short term? And is that going to offset the long-term cost of losing gold and spirit? Well, I think in most cases I'd say the regression of Inosuke is fine. But for you, Original Buff, I don't think it is. I think we're in a situation where gold and spirit are so hard for you to get and such a difficult resource for you that regressing a hero may actually not work out. However, you do get some gold and you do get some spirit back by regressing a Inosuke, so we could make some immediate improvements. Now, some of you are saying you'd regress Belrain. I strongly disagree with that for the simple reason that we could get a new good light hero at Anniversary, and I want to replace the Belrain for that. This Belrain has crit HP stone. Now, of course, it's not a great stone, but it's a Soul Stone 3. That's a lot of gold and a lot of dust. I would replace the Belrain, not regress the Belrain. I think that's the important thing here. The big thing, I think, is, yeah, I actually want to say, regress a Inosuke, use the 10-star copies you get from that to imprint, use the 9 stars to make more 10 stars, and just focus on imprinting heroes. And to make that even more doable from the marketplace, buy Cores of Transcendence. Go to the Gate of the Void, go to the Compass of Transcended, and cash them in. By cashing them in, you'll have a chance of getting a sphere, which the sphere can then be used to get stellar shards, and of course you'll slowly accumulate enough to pick up maybe a queen from the evolution cube, or whatever new Transcendence heroes are coming out in the future, and then that will be probably the next E5 you want to build. In addition, Ticks, if you can imprint this Ticks, if we can get him to Void 2 with some further aggressive nodes on there as well, which you're very close to, he's literally steps away from being Void 2, he should be able to do Aspen Dungeon with the right guidance and the right knowledge of what waves to use your energy on and how just to normally approach it. Now, there's some amazing people out there in the community that can help you do that. I'm not so great at Aspen Dungeon, it's been a long time since I did it, but I know there's a lot of people that are still fresh. Even Tartarus, if he's got a free moment, you could probably hit him up, and he could probably do your Aspen Dungeon for you, or even June. Maybe June wants to keep doing Aspen Dungeon content. That is still an option. So with this Ticks, once you get into Void 2, with this Punisher of Immortal, Resonance Gear, crit attack, he should be okay and fine enough to be able to clear to Death 100. And then, this is another thing you've got to bear in mind, by getting to Death 100, you're going to need more gold and more spirit to take your existing heroes to level 350. So some heroes you'll want to take there straight away, like Asmodel, like Ticks, like Ithaca. Others you don't need to push soon at all. So don't get too distracted by that proposition or that opportunity, because you may just waste a ton of gold and spirit doing that. So be very selective on who you take to 350. Eventually you want lots of them to be 350, but you don't need to do it straight away. If you are a spender, my recommendation as well would be, if you aren't already doing so, get the gold subscription. Now, you can find that in here. Is it in here, or is it somewhere else? That's if you want to spend. You don't have to, but it's something that could help you get more gold and resources quickly. You don't have to keep it for a long time, just to accumulate resources fast. That's something a lot of people do, and yeah, that's my advice to you, I think. Good luck with your progress, good luck with Aspen Dungeon, and good luck with getting some golden spirit. And hopefully, when we check out this account again at some point in the future, or maybe if you message me and let me know how it's going, things are looking good. But thanks, Buff. Your account's nice. And I think with those improvements, it'll be even better. Here we now have Sentiax. Look at this account. There are 3 letters that come to mind when I see this. PvP. He's got Halora, we've got Russell, we've got Forkis, Carrie, Double Rogan, Fiona, Sherlock, and Ticks. Not a lot of boss fights are going to be killed by this. There's not a lot of anything going on. There's no Heart Watcher. There's no Drake. All he's done is Aspen Dungeon, and then that's it. He's like, right, cool. I've done Death 100. I'm now level 350 because that's all I wanted. And here he is, just focusing entirely on PvP. Now, I want to say early on that this is a mistake a lot of people make, is that they focus on PvP. However, it's technically not a mistake. Now, I've said in previous videos that fun is the priority, for sure. I used to prioritize PvP for probably a good 18 months of me first playing the game, because I loved it. I loved the progression I made in PvP. Beating people was fun, it was satisfying, and it's how I really judged the performance of a hero. Now, things are a little different now. The meta is more focused on the Void, who can push harder in Void Arc, that kind of thing. So it's a lot less, what's the word I'm looking for? Ideal to focus on PvP. Also, it's very expensive to focus on PvP. Unless you're lucky enough to have a server where people don't spend too much money, trying to stay relevant on a PvP server is really, really difficult. So when we look at this account, I see a lot of holes. You don't really have heavy damage dealers, and as Tartarus has rightly said, this account needs an Ithaca. Ithaca plus Ticks are the big mainstays of the Shadow faction. Now, you have half of that. You have the Ticks, that's your Aspen Dungeon cleared, but you don't have Ithaca for broken spaces. You don't have Ithaca to help you in the Void Arc, to kill Void bosses, and you might find that hurts your progress in the Void Arc. Now, if you think of Void Arc as the ultimate PvP, then that might inspire you to start going for heroes like Ithaca. Now, if you had a Sword Flash, that wouldn't be a point at all. That wouldn't be a thing. But you don't. You went with Halora, and that's fine. I would encourage people to do that, because you can just build an Ithaca to help you in the Void Arc, so that's nice. Now, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you what to run in your PvP lineup, and that's not even what I'm here to do. I think I want to encourage you for small things in PvE. Now, to do that, we need to understand who you have copies of. Well, we have 3 Drakes, so already you could build a 9-star Drake. That 9-star Drake will very easily help you in PvE, because it will debuff the defenses of enemies. Also, Drake's actually not bad, and you have 2 Rogans here. He's an assassin. You can actually do things with him in PvP as well, if you wanted. Let's look at your gold. Okay, you don't have much, 21 million. Kind of in a similar situation to the previous account, funnily enough. But I think you're surviving a little bit more. I don't know where that gold went. My guess would probably be Resonance Armor, so let's take a look at what we're sitting on here. Okay, yeah. Minstrel's Bow and all the other shenanigans. That's a Resonant Ranger gear. And you've got an Augustus Magic Ball Splendid Speed Attack. Yeah, that's one way of doing it, man. That's one hell of a Scarlet Queen. Nice one, dude. Okay, let's look at Russell. What's he running? Antlers Cane. Okay, with full 6-star gear. Attack, holy damage. Okay, an aggressive Russell. Not using him so much for PvP anymore. That makes sense. Forkis. Alright, Demon Bell. Full gear. Speed attack by any chance? Nope, speed HP. Still easily done. Makes sense. Energy Artifact Forkis. Very standard for PvP. Carry, again, with energy. A lower stone. Alright, now we found the culprits. We found where his gold is going. It's going into stones, because if we look, his stones probably aren't looking too hot. Attack, holy damage on a Rogan? Oh, baby, why'd you have so many Soulstone 2s? What happened here? What was this? Dude, Soulstone 3 is the last one, and when you start switcherooing. That's the Garuda you swapped. Sentiax, that's something. And you're saying Broken Spaces resets in 6 days. Well, yeah, that's one way to get gold and everything back, but oh my word. What a mess that is. And this Rogan, well, he's speed HP. That's a lot nicer. Yeah, that's more satisfying. But wow. Alright, Fiona, crit attack. That makes sense. An aggressive Fiona. I like it. Golden Crown. Nice for the defense. And we have the Fences Soul Priest gear. That's a terrifying Fiona, I have to say. And the attack node's up as well. Yikes, dude. That's a scary Fiona. We have as well an attack Sherlock. Okay, with Barrier of Destiny going for those attack swaps. That makes sense. It would be nice if he was an Augustus Magic Ball Sherlock, but you don't have a second splendid one, and I don't want to start encouraging you for that. And we have here Tix. Speed attack with... speed attack? Oh, yeah, actually, that makes sense if you're running him to go as quick as possible. Yeah, that's nice. We've got more Soul Resonance gear. Oh, my God. All right, you love your Resonance gear, and I understand you want to go for PvP. That's cool. We have crit attack from the Punisher of Immortal with the speed attack here. You have crit attack stone and an attack holy damage stone. That's all fine. I like this. But it's still, it makes sense. I guess you're running this Tix in PvP too. And then there we are with a 10-star Ignis, which I hope is used in the Void to make some progress. So how many Resonance gears is that? Yeah, that's a good question. I think we got Ranger here. We have Priest for Fiona. And then we have Mage on Tix. So yeah, that's 3 sets. That's perfectly normal. A lot of us have 3 sets. That's fine. I mean, Grados Blessing's out now. Technically, people can have 6. So you can have a full team of Resonance gear for PvP if you wanted. My advice is to stop thinking about PvP. It's make Ithaca. Focus on the Void Arc. Focus on stuff you can do in the Void. Realmsgate. Alright? Push Realmsgate. Do some fun things there. Try get a Nosuke cheese going. Get yourself a glittery Magic Stone Sword. So 2 Magic Stone Sword copies. Start doing that. Make progress in the Void. Fall in love with the Void. Make this the new priority after PvP. Because that's what all the hardcore players are doing. A lot of the hardcore players in Idle Heroes will focus on the Realmsgate. They'll focus on the Void Arc. And they'll focus on PvP. They're the 3 main areas. And the reason people are like that is ultimately because of PvP. The harder you push the Void, the more Stellar Shards you can get. And with the more Stellar Shards you have, the more imprints you can throw on your heroes. And currently you have E3 Halora, E3 Fiona, E2 Tix. And do we have any more imprints lying around? No. But I think that's fine. I think if you want aggression, if you want PvP, 2 Void 3s and a Void 2 is fine. If you wanted to do stuff in the Void Arc, you probably want to spread it amongst a lot of Void 1s and Void 2s. But I actually like this. I personally prefer to have Void 3 heroes because it means you're more powerful, and I like being more powerful. So I totally understand the sentiment there, Sentiax. I don't know if you necessarily want to spread them across with Void 1s and Void 2s, because it's a bit messy. You need a lot of 10 stars for food to do it, and I don't know if you have those 10-star fodders, so this is fine. This is clean. Don't worry about that. Let's take a look at your star spawns. We have this little fella. We have Trevor, right? Trevor the Transcendent Star Spawn. He looks pretty cool. He's level 40. We've got this one, the Spirit of Nature, which is that the forest one, I assume? Yeah. And then we have this fella over here, the Dark Hero one. So this is all fine. These are okay. It might make a Inosuke Cheese a little more difficult, but it's probably not going to happen, in all fairness. Oh, this gives attack and HP. Yeah, that gives attack and HP. Yeah, it's going to make a Inosuke Cheese difficult, especially with that forest one. Yeah, it's a shame. It's going to make it hard. I don't think a Inosuke Cheese is on the table in that case. So, I guess you just got to push through it and brute force it. I don't know how easy it's going to be. But I think generally for going forwards, for making progress, your account's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I think a lot of people can look at this and go, wow, it's a really clean account. I know when I first saw this, I was like, whoa, it's clean. It's tidy. You have 6 stars, then a 9-star ticks, right? There's no 7 or 8 stars cluttering things up. There's no 9-star fodder heroes even that are sitting around. It seems very trim. It looks like you've made a lot of progress recently, and things have been well maintained and well looked after. Even your chests are looking tidy. That's nice. We have some selection chests here, which you can use in time and make that decision for yourself. Although I would encourage Ithaca. I don't even know how many copies of Ithaca you have. Well, yeah, actually, I see. Now you have 3. Now, do we have any more? Let's have a look. No. Okay, 3. So that's a step in the right direction. I think pick up the other copies you need. But with time, you eventually will. And everything looks good. Like, this is a really tidy, well looked after, and very clean account. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. What do you mean, don't check the Pokédex, you'll cry? I'm not going to judge a man for his Pokédex. Like, you've looked after it. This is the evidence of someone that isn't regressing everything, isn't building everything, right? You're looking after your account. Wait, you sacrificed an Ithaca earlier this year? Oh, wait, did I miss that? Oh, yes, I did. Aha. Okay, no, that makes sense. A lot of people were trashing Ithaca for a very long time, so getting rid of her, I could see why you would have done it months and months ago, but wait, you said this year? Earlier this year? Wait, 2021? Okay, no, then that's unforgivable. If it was 2020, I'd have understood, but 2021? No, in January? Wow, yeah, no, unforgivable. Unforgivable. No, that's terrible. You fed Ithaca? Oh, that's what this is, yeah. He sent me an account that looks trim and tidy because he's deleted all the mistakes. He went to the altar and was like, right, okay, all these 8-star, 9-star, 7-star heroes, I'm going to delete them all. That's exactly what's happened here. He's deleted all the mistakes and gone, look how clean my account is. What's on the cutting room floor? That's the real question. But either way, if that's what's happened, we can't fix that. And I guess, to answer your final question, what artifacts you should go for, it's not Glittery Magic Stone Sword, because with those star spawns, it doesn't look like you're going to be pushing a Inosuke Cheese. So, I guess one ambition you could go for is to have another Augustus Magic Ball. One for Sherlock. That could be a project for you. Maybe it's going to be Demon Bells. You could have Rogans doing Demon Bell things. That's always good fun as well. If you want to get together a collection of Demon Bells, you already have one. You could probably get one this event if you were feeling a bit crazy. And what was your Punisher of Immortal at? Was it Radiant or Splendid? I think that's fine. Yeah, that's Radiant. So, I think it's down to you. I think it's down to what you want. You could, if you want to go crazy, get a Splendid Magic Stone Sword and try and brute force a Inosuke Cheese and make that work for you. You may struggle later on. You may need to regress your star spawns. But that could be an option. It just might be an expensive option. If Snowheart is available again, I know you're focusing on PvP, so you might find that beneficial. But there is also the option of, if you really are enjoying Fiona, I certainly like an improved Golden Crown. Now, that might be a bit of a rogue statement, because obviously Demon Bells and another Augustus Magic Ball is probably better. But if you do happen to stumble across Golden Crowns, upgrading that for Fiona is not a bad thing to do. So, in general, I think it's up to you what you want to do. And I love saying that to people. I love an account that's so tidy that I don't have to tell you what to do. I think there's a few of my suggestions. Have a little think. Maybe you just want to wait for artifacts to become available, and that's fine. But I think you have options. And I think this is the weird thing for this account. I think a lot of you will find yourselves in this. This account has reached the end of a chapter. If you just look at it, it's clean, it's tidy. And the chapter now is, what artifact do I go for and where do I push next? And I think some of that will change. I think Anniversary is definitely going to change the horizon of this account. So my advice, I think, is to be patient. See what comes out at Anniversary. See how that affects the PvP meta, because that's clearly what you care about most, Sentiacs. Wait to see what arrives. Have you said Valiant's your next goal for the Void? So Ignis and Tix might be a go-to? Yes, definitely, because you have carry. And Amun-Ra could even be helpful there as well. Now that's a hero I would love to consider, and she would pair beautifully with your Fiona. An upgraded Amun-Ra, Void 3 in fact, would be amazing. And you have copies. It's worth a thought. I'll leave that one with you as a parting curiosity. And I'm going to open this because I like doing it. Yeah, Azrael. Garbage. Either way, good luck, dude. I like what your account is doing. And I'm curious where you take it in the future. I know I often say those words to people because I genuinely am. This is a very tidy PvP account. And I like that. It's satisfying. So let me know what you decide. And maybe I can help you make progress further on. But until then, have fun. Here we are with George. And George has an interesting query. George is in the unique position where he's just finished Aspen Dungeon, bumped up his heroes to level 350, and it's again at the end of a chapter, and asking the question, now what? Do I focus on the Void? Do I focus on PvE? Do I focus on PvP? Do I finish off areas of the game that I just haven't quite tied a little bow around yet? Well, George, let's take a look at your seal lands. Are they all 20? Okay, every single one is apart from Abyss. That's perfectly normal. Very similar to me. I will not encourage you to go building Abyss heroes anytime soon. Your opportunity to do that would have been build a Delacium, then swap in with the Queen, build Halora. But that's gone, right? You've already got Halora, so that's a no-go, George. So instead, I'd say just be patient, just wait, see what happens. Abyss heroes will come out that will be relevant, and eventually you'll do CLN 20 in the Abyss faction. Until then, leave it. Now we have here an Ignis. She has her final passive because she's 9-star. That could help you in the Void Vortex. In fact, an E5 Ignis would be brilliant in the Void Vortex. And one of the questions you've asked is, do I make anyone in particular? Is it going to help me make progress? Well, you can 10-star the Ignis now. That's nice. You've got the 2 copies of it. And another question you've been asking is, do you focus on imprints, building 10 stars for that? Well, let's just look for a moment. You have E3 Queen, E1 Russell, E1 Focus, E1 Carry, E1 Sherlock, E2 Tix. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars that have been used to imprint heroes. I actually think you're fine, unless you really want to be pushing Void Arc and having a ton of imprinted heroes. But even then, if you really want to be doing well in Void Arc, you need 15 E5s. You've only got, what's this, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 E5 heroes. I think just build more E5s. You got these 9-star puppets down here as well. It's doable. It's absolutely doable. How's your chest looking? Let's see what we got here. Not a lot. Okay. That's fair enough. No more Ignis copies. That's also fair enough. So yeah. I think, progressively, if you can, build some more E5 heroes. I think imprints, you're okay for now. Of course, you're going to pick up more of your Stellar Shards. That's fine. Hopefully you're buying Calls of Transcendence. Yes, you are. Excellent. You have 19,000 gems. Brilliant. Okay. Another guy, funnily enough, with no gold. 25 million. Sure. And hopefully the Compass of Transcended isn't looking too bad. Yeah, this is clean. This is fine. Okay, yeah, you've been looking after yourself. You've got yourself a Halora. George, this is looking good. There's nothing I can complain about just yet. Now, you've got the double ticks. So the double ticks with the Ignis, you've got carry. You potentially could start building Amun-Ra on the way. How many copies we got? Yeah. So this is looking good. Similar to the last account, Void Vortex shouldn't be too difficult. So let's look at your artifacts. Do we have an upgraded Punisher of Immortal. We do. It's glittery. Nice, with full resonance gear. Crit attack. Okay, again. Everything's looking smart. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking tidy. What's Sherlock got? Glittery Receptor. Understandable. And what's Halora sitting on? Ooh, a glittery magic stone sword with attack. That's rogue. I didn't expect that. And your AMB's on Russell. That's weird. I would have just straight up on AMB on Queen. That's more important, I think. And speed attack if you can on Queen, but attack's just fine. And yeah, in that case, I'd put the Magic Stone Sword just because you can on Russell. Or even you've got an Antlers Cane there, okay. Now, have you ever made that Antlers Cane? Oh, no, I see. We have a glittery one here, okay. So I guess you upgrade that and make that radiant sometimes. We have anything else? We have one Snowheart, that's cute. And Isaxa, thank you for the subscribe, much appreciated. One thing I'm thinking here is your Inosuke cheese. Are you doing Inosuke cheese? Oh, you are. Very nice. Let's go double check how you're doing in the Galactic Tree. Yukidoki, that gives attack, so that's good. You upgraded that correctly, and you upgraded that correctly. Okay, already George is showing an awareness that any of the Star Spawns that give attack, you want to upgrade, because they're not going to interfere with Inosuke cheese. With this fella down here, keeping it a level 1, because this gives fixed HP. So all is good so far. I like it. You're doing clever things. And in fact, that Magic Stone Sword that I went ahead and put on Russell, I'm going to yoink. I'm going to stick Magic Source on him. And I'm just going to stick it on Inosuke, because that's where it belongs. It's going to live on this guy. There we go. Happy days. So yeah, your account seems great, George. And I guess to answer your question of where to make progress now, Ignis is going to help. E5 Ignis, fantastic. That's going to help you in the Void. More E5s is definitely what you want to be doing. Amun-Ra would be lovely. Again, make that a little project that's going to be slow over the next few opportunities you have. I mean, you could 10-star the Amun-Ra right now, but you obviously need to pick up chests to get more copies, so maybe it's best keeping it at 9-star with some baby Amun-Ras. That's fine. Where else can we make progress? I guess if you really wanted to, and it may be worth considering actually, for the Void Arc, Ithaca. We have one Ithaca here. Do we have many in the bag? We have another one. Okay, so that's going to be another slow burn. This is quite a young account. It's only, what's this, server 800s, right? It's 850 something, so it's not even a year old, I don't think. And it seems good. It seems like you're looking after it well, George. You're not very good at the Void. You just started focusing on it. That's fine, George. That's fine. It'll take time. There's a lot of guides out there. Do a little bit of homework. It's something that often feels quite counterintuitive for Idle Heroes players because it's very different from the early game. But I think if you fumble your way through, maybe learn a few things, watch some other content creators out there that specialize in the Void, you'll eventually start learning how things work. Go check out the guides on Reddit. I think there's a lot you can learn in the Void. Now, Void Arc, again, good fun. Just keep ticking that over. And as you get more E5s, you'll get more resources from Void Arc, so that's totally fine as well. So I think you're playing it smart. I think you're looking after yourself, and I think you've made a lot of good decisions. There's no bad heroes here. I don't think there's any horrible things that have happened on the Pokédex. Okay, yes, there are. You made a 10-star Ithaca at some point and then got rid of her. Oh, man, that's the second time we've seen that today. I don't know what happened. Maybe you regressed it, but you could have even fed it. That would have been painful. Maybe that's something we don't talk about, George. What else have you done? There has been a Penny on this account at some point. Don't know what happened to her. I guess you built a Inosuke, then regressed him. Delacium you once built. Morax you once built. Again, we can't see them. So we're starting to see a few little horror stories here, George. You built an Oberon, you built a Garuda. I guess that's how you did Forest Seal Land. That would make sense. Forcus you built, and Carrie you've built. Well, we know that. We've seen them on your account. And you fed her off near her release. Okay, George, that makes sense. Yeah, because she got some really rough reviews. A lot of people said she was bad when she first came out. But yeah, I don't like feeding heroes when they get released because they often have a future. As we've seen with Ithaca, as we've seen with even Scary, like way back when. It's when Scary first came out. Scary sucked, and then for a long time, Scary was a dominating hero in the meta. There will be times when a hero's release doesn't do the hero justice, and they actually become great later on. So I think that's a good lesson to you, actually, guys, at home and here. Don't go feeding heroes when they come out just because people say they're bad. And what happened to the rogue? I don't know. He had a 10-star at one point. I guess it got regressed. That would be my prediction. Maybe it got fed. It got regressed. Look, there's a bunch of broken copies here. It definitely got regressed. That's what happened. For sure. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My guess would be it was like something like 10-star E3 and he needed the food. So he regressed it. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he fed it. I don't know. Maybe he just thought, I've got a ton of Rogan copies. That's fine. Maybe it was the release of Forkis. So maybe that's George's thing. Maybe George feeds things as soon as they, you know, start to look not too good. So perhaps that's a little bit of advice for you as well, George. Don't go jumping the gun on things. Wait, be patient. And hopefully you can see yourself pushing some progress in the future by maybe building some more E5s. I think that's what I want to see from you. I want to see more E5s. I want to see Ignis in here. I want to see Ithaca. And you actually fed the Rogan when checking imprints the first time? Oh. Wow. That's yikes. How's PvE for you? We've got a 9-star Drake and a 9-star Heartwatcher. That should be okay. That should be fine. That shouldn't be too bad. You should be able to do broken spaces with that. I guess your main damage dealer is Russell, which can kind of be a bit weird. No, it's going to be Halor. It's definitely going to be Halor. No, Halor is your main damage dealer. But yeah, George, I don't think I can fault this account. Besides a few mistakes you've made in the past. That's what this has been. Today has just been us digging up the past of accounts and just seeing accounts that look okay, but learning what it cost them to get here. Oh my word, you fed a 10-star Rogan, you fed a 10-star Ithaca. Man, George, you silly boy. And I think that's it. I think that's a message to a lot of you guys at home. You can see these accounts. And then look at the corner and see that VIP 8 price tag. And go, wow, is this what a VIP 8 account looks like? When in reality, a lot of these accounts could have made maybe a lot more progress if they had just known what they were doing a little sooner or weren't too aggressive to feed away a hero. And that's fine, right? A lot of us make mistakes early on. We're all human at the end of the day, and I think the important thing is to learn and move on. And I think that's what a lot of these accounts have shown us today, is that you can learn and move on. You can make your account look nice, even though there's a history behind it where you've made mistakes. And I've made mistakes in the past. I've spent on some stupid things I shouldn't have bought, and I'm sure there's a lot of you at home that have it. If you have that experience, put it in the comments section, because there's some really frightening horror stories going on here. And I think the biggest common thing here is we just look at the heroes of this account, of the account before, is that people love chasing PvP and will be so quick to judge a hero because of how they behave in the PvP meta that they forget that there's game modes like the Void, that there's game modes that matter just as much, if not more, than PvP. And the fact that George said he's only just cleared Aspen Dungeon, this account's been here for a year. He's got 2 Tixes, and only now he's cleared Aspen Dungeon. There's been some tiny little things going on here that aren't quite right. And it's good that we're picking them out. It's good that we're exposing it and we're learning from it. Whether it's George we're learning from or other people out there that have made these mistakes on their account, I think it's great that we can learn from this. So yeah, if you guys have got an account that has a horror story, that has a dark past, that has something you want me to take a look at, come join us at Twitch. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe on Twitch. And show me your account. I want to see it.